Hey guys, it's MandaPanda and I'm back with another custom My Little Pony tutorial. Today I'm hanging out with Pinkie Pie and Poppy from the new Trolls movie. Pinkie Pie is going to be transformed into Poppy today. I'm starting off by removing her head, and to do that I twist it to the side until it pops out just like that. And Pinkie Pie is going to be getting some really cool troll hair today, and I need to remove her original hair. To do that, I have to remove this neck plug. Sometimes you can remove this neck plug by pulling on it with a pair of pliers or tweezers, and if you can't pull it out because there's too much glue, you can use an X-Acto knife to cut it out. So there's that neck plug, came out really easily. I'm going to use some large scissors and cut off as much of Pinkie Pie's hair as I possibly can, and then go in with some teeny tiny scissors and cut her hair all the way down to the scalp. Now the hair roots are still inside of the head, but removing the hair and cutting it really short makes this next step really easy. Reach in there with your pliers or tweezers and pull out all of those clumps of glue and hair until Pinkie is completely bald and ready to be customized. Pinkie's all bald, the head is completely ready for customization. Now I am going to prep body. I need to remove her tail. To do that, I have to also remove this neck plug, and it is not budging with the pliers, so I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife and make a series of teeny tiny cuts all around the neck plug until I can pull it right out, just like that. Now I am going to cut off her tail with a pair of scissors, and then reach in there with my pliers and pull out the rest. Make sure that you get the little metal washer that's inside, or you will have trouble trying to give her a new tail later on. Now I recommend putting both pieces of the neck plug together at this point and setting it to the side for safekeeping so you don't lose one of these pieces, because I've done that before and it took a really long time to find them. So I'm just going to use my pliers to help me get that on. Taking a look at Poppy's eyes, they are a really pretty dark pink fuchsia color. So I'm going to be using this Sally Hansen nail polish in Fuchsia Power and filling in Pinkie's blue eyes and turning them pink. It's going to take me 2 coats of nail polish to get a really good color here. And I accidentally overlined in some places, so I'm just going to go in with some acetone and clean up the edges, and those eyes came out really nice. Now Pinkie is going to get some really cool troll hair that's going to sit at the top of her head, but that's going to leave the holes at the back of her head exposed. So I'm going to take a little bit, and I mean just a little tiny bit of Sugru, which is an air dry rubber, and I'm going to press it into the holes at the back of Pinkie's head to fill them in. I'm going to let the Sugru set for a few hours, and once it has, I'm going to paint over the white using this OPI nail polish in Look at My Bow from their Hello Kitty collection. This is the closest shade of pink that I had to Pinkie Pie's original color. And I'm going to go ahead and put 2 coats of nail polish to cover up the holes at the back of her head. But if you don't mind them showing, you can completely skip this step. Once the pink polish has completely dried, I'm going to cover the entire head with a coat of clear top coat to seal all of my work in. Now it's time to start working on her body. Poppy has the cutest flower dress on, and I'm going to recreate that dress on Pinkie Pie. I don't need to remove her cutie mark since it's going to be covered with the dress. To make it, I'm going to be using my Sugru again. It is an air dry rubber, but you can always use air dry clay if you prefer. I'm going to roll the Sugru into a ball and then roll it out into a long thin sheet And I'm just gonna use a marker because that's what I had lying around the house. So here's my sheet of Sugru, and I'm gonna lay it over Pinkie's body, just like this. And then I'm gonna shape it and sculpt it to look just like Poppy's dress. I'm gonna pull this sheet of Sugru a little bit so that way both ends touch each other on the inside. So see, I'm just tugging at it a little bit to stretch it, and it's not tearing, it's not breaking. And I can't reach in there with my finger, so I'm just gonna grab a paintbrush and connect those pieces so that the dress is one complete piece. And the really cool thing about Sugru is that once it dries, it adheres itself to whatever you've put it on, so you don't need to go back and glue it onto the pony. It's gonna glue itself as it dries. The dress shape came out so nice. I used my small scissors to cut along the edge and make that line a lot cleaner than the line I got with my X-Acto knife. Now, before the Sugru sets, I need to put on Poppy's flowers. So I have a small piece of Sugru rolled out here, and I'm gonna go in and put diagonal cuts into the Sugru, creating little triangles. So you see this little teeny tiny triangle, that's gonna turn into a flower petal. So let me pick up this one little tiny triangle here. We need to round off the widest edge of that triangle, and I'm going to use a straw to do that. So I'm just going to press down one side of the straw, and you can see right here where it's created a perfectly rounded edge, just like the flower petals from Poppy's dress. So cool. Super easy trick there. And I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to cut away the excess. And I'm going to repeat that 9 times because there are 9 flower petals on Poppy's dress that make up the 3 flowers. And now I'm just going to place those flower petals on Poppy's dress, just like this. And like I said earlier, Sugru is an air dry rubber glue material, so these petals will automatically stick to the dress as they dry. So let's get all of these on. Right underneath Poppy's flowers, she has a scalloped line. So I'm going to gently etch that line into the Sugru using my nail dotting tool. I also put in a little button made out of Sugru at the front of Poppy's dress. Now the Sugru does need to set overnight, so I'm gonna let it dry for about 12 hours. And here it is, Movie Magic, completely dry. And it's really nice because the Sugru has remained flexible, but it's still hard. I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife to define the armholes of the dress just a little bit. And there are a few areas where a little bit of the Sugru got on the body, so I'm just gonna scratch that off. And now it's time to paint. I have Sally Hansen in Prompt Blue, and OPI, my dog sled, is a hybrid. What I'm doing is I'm painting the front of the dress in the Sally Hansen blue color. This color is vibrant, it's gorgeous. It's gonna take just one coat to completely cover all of the white, and it is a really good match to Poppy's dress. So I'm gonna paint only the front. And now I'm going to take the really pretty OPI green color and paint just the back of the dress. I am not going to paint the middle section. So this looks really nice. I have a little bit of nail polish on the body, but that's not a big deal. Now it's time to fill in that middle area. To give it the gradient ombre effect that Poppy has on her dress, I have a makeup sponge here, and I'm going to layer on some blue nail polish and some green nail polish right underneath the blue, just like this. So I'm creating stripes directly onto the makeup sponge, and make sure you get lots of polish on there. And I'm going to sponge that directly onto that white transition area, and this technique is going to give a fabulous gradient ombre effect, and you will need to repeat this process 3 to 5 times to get a solid opaque color, but it's gonna look flawless and gorgeous, just like Poppy's original dress. I sponged on color 4 times and it looks really great. Now I have to worry about all the extra paint that I got on Pinkie's body. And that's not too big of a deal. All you need to do is take a paintbrush and a little bit of acetone and just gently wipe all of that extra nail polish off. And then just be careful when you're going near the edges of the dress. All that excess nail polish is all cleaned up, especially around the neck, and it looks really nice. Now I'm going to seal the entire body with a layer of clear nail polish so nothing chips off. Once the nail polish has completely dried, it is time for Pinkie's new tail. For her tail, I'm going to be using a color called Heart Throb from dollyhair.com. It's a close match to Poppy's hair, and it's a couple of shades darker than Pinkie's original hair. I have just a little bit of that hair that I've cut into strands that are 1/4 the original length, and I'm going to use a twist tie to tie it all together. Then I'm going to press that twist tie through the tail hole, which I was very careful to not cover with the Sugru, and I'm going to use my pliers to pull that hair about halfway through, and mine did get tangled a little bit, but that's not too big of a deal. Remove the twist tie and replace it with a zip tie. And make sure that you close that zip tie super tight so none of that hair gets loose. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of fix that a little bit. And I'm gonna cut off the excess at the top and then pull that new tail through. And just like that, Pinkie has a really cute dark pink tail. It's a little too long, so I'm just gonna trim it down with my little tiny scissors. And now I'm going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue, and I'm going to attach the neck plug to the body and let that glue completely set. While that's setting, I'm going to work on Pinkie's hair. The eyes came out really nice. The clear nail polish really leveled out everything. There's a slight color difference at the back of her head, but not too big of a deal for me. For her hair, I am so sorry for this, Poppy, but you're gonna have to loan Pinkie your wig. If you've ever wondered what's underneath a troll's hair, you're about to find out. It's a cone head? Apparently trolls are cone heads underneath their really fluffy hair. So I am going to glue Poppy's hair directly onto Pinkie's head. I need to cut slits on the side of the wig so that they fit over her ears, and I'm gonna glue it down with some Gorilla Glue. I'm gonna put the head back onto the body. Let's take a look at the finished custom. Here is Pinkie Poppy Pony. Her hair, her dress, her eyes, it all looks so fabulous. The little flower headband came with the Poppy figurine that I bought, and I will put a link down in the description below if you want to buy one just like mine. So adorable. Now, Poppy does have a pink nose, pink cheeks, and white freckles. If you wanted to, you could always add those to Pinkie's face. I have done that off camera, and I'm going to show you both customs, and you can decide which one you like the most. So here's her cute little nose and freckles in the same shape and style as Poppy. And let's get a 360 view of the updated custom. Which one do you like the most? The one with the freckles and the nose, or the one without? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you use this tutorial to make a Poppy pony, I'd love to see it, so share it with me on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, little pandas. Until next time, bye! You can find me online. For the latest news and updates for the channel, you can follow me on Instagram, MandaPanda Toy Collector, like my Facebook page, facebook.com/MandaPanda Toy Collector, or you can add me on Snapchat